Hey guys, welcome back to Living 757. Now, going to the grocery store these days have been a little bit more challenging more than ever regarding both time and money management, right? But the goal is obviously to eat healthy. And how do you do that? How do you balance healthy eating with, the local home economics, right? So our next guest is here to give us some health conscious tips as well as money saving tips while we're in the kitchen. I'd like to welcome back to Living 757, Yasmine Charles, author and skilled chef. How are you?
Hello, Quincy, good to see you.
Well, likewise, good to see you again.
It.
I think I missed you the last time you were on
did.
the show.
You sure did.
And salute fellow shipmate.
Hello, shipmate. I love it.
Here you go. You used to cook in the Navy. You got this set up here. Tell us what we're going to be doing today.
So today we are making a classic tomato sauce, and here's why. 120 million Americans have high blood pressure because we're spending too much time eating processed food, canned soups, canned sauces. So today we're taking it back to the basics. Classic tomato sauce and how to cut up a whole bird.
Gotcha.
Okay?
And so I saw you pour some oil
Yes, so
in
we
there.
have some extra virgin olive oil here. We're gonna pour in our vegetables, onions, carrots, and celery. Right?
Good.
You're gonna saute that for about a minute or two just to kind of soften the vegetables. And then you're gonna follow with your fresh garlic.
So you got garlic.
Fresh garlic in there, absolutely. Now, what you're gonna do also is, tomatoes have a very powerful antioxidant called lycopene. And lycopene, it's like a multivitamin.
Okay.
It's got vitamins A, B, C, D, and K. And then you're gonna follow up with your vegetables. We have some basil here.
Oh, I thought that was parsley.
It's parsley as well.
Oh, okay,
And
so I was
some
half
bay
right.
leaves, very nice. And then you're gonna add in your 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
A little bit of salt, okay? And then you're gonna follow up with some tomato paste just to really give it a nice body.
So what's the difference of the tomato paste and actual tomatoes?
Well, the tomato paste is just, it's like a thickener, that's what it does.
Okay.
Right? And the tomato itself is the fruit. And so now what you're gonna do after that, you're gonna follow, typically you would let this simmer for about 10 minutes to let the tomato release its juices.
Okay.
Right, but because we're on TV, we gotta speed it up a little bit, right? And then you're gonna, after that, you're gonna follow with your white wine. You're gonna add about 1.5 cups, okay?
All right, and we don't hold the bottle to ourselves and keep the bottle. Right?
Well,
that's a no-no.
That's a no-no. And then we're gonna add in some pepper in there, okay? We're gonna let that simmer for about 45 minutes, right? You let it cool for about 10 before you put it in the blender. So this is the final product right here, and then here's your final tomato sauce, right?
So that's the tomato sauce?
This is your final tomato sauce.
So which one is the product in the tomato sauce? I mean, which one is the final product?
This is the final product.
Okay.
Once you pour it in the blender, this is your final product right
this
here.
is
You
blended.
see it? Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
do you eat it with a spoon?
Well, you can make meatballs with it. You can make marinara sauce with it because the tomato sauce is called a mother sauce. So it's like the basis for just about every red sauce known to mankind.
Okay.
Right? And so this is one of the most important things I think every cook needs to know how to make because again, if we're trying to lower our high blood pressure, start cooking at home a little bit more often.
Makes sense. Now let's move to this naked chicken.
Yes.
Let's switch
naked
positions.
chicken.
This chicken is shivering right now.
Yes, she is. Now here's the thing.
So this is money saving.
Yes.
Okay.
So buying a whole bird is a whole lot less expensive than buying the trail chicken parts.
Okay.
Right? And so when you know how to cut up a whole bird, it makes you a better cook because now you have the backbone and the neck bone to make chicken stock, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to cutting up a whole bird, it's all about knowing where the joints are and where the fat lines are. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So when it comes to the wing, you want to feel the bone right here.
All right. And we got about a
make your
minute
cut,
left.
right?
Okay.
Make your cut. And then you move on to the next side.
Okay.
Here we go. All right.
All right.
Go.
So getting in
there.
there. So those are the 2 wings.
Yes. So now to cut the legs and the thigh, notice I'm not cutting any meat, just the skin, right?
You're a professional
so you
cutter.
pop the joints open and flip it
my
over.
Gosh.
And then here you go. Okay.
Okay. So remember when I said she's a skilled chef? That is skill.
Okay.
Like you are working this bird
move
around.
On, and there it is. So now when it comes to taking off the backbone, you're going to switch to your kitchen scissors. And then just take this off. And by the way, the rest of it, you can actually watch all of it on my YouTube channel because I know we're pressed for time.
Yeah.
So just to take the breast off, here you go. And then just cut it open, just like that.
Okay, so you cannot be really touchy. Like you just got to go in and get this bird.
That's right, exactly. Now to separate the leg from the thigh, just cut on the fat line just
Okay.
like that. And here you
Oh,
go.
and there's the
right?
lid.
And there's the lid. Now, to separate the breast from
Okay.
the bone, you have something called a wishbone in here. You just make yourself a little V.
And of course, while
Just
she's
like
cutting,
that.
folks, y'all should know, we only have a few seconds left, but
Yes.
y'all should know, be very safe with the knife.
Absolutely.
Don't just get in here and start
Absolutely.
jabbing and stabbing.
So when it comes to separating the breast from the bone, you just let gravity do its thing, right? And here it is, just like that.
And there it is.
There it is. Now, to remove the tender from the breast, just slightly peel.
Okay, so how many
And that's it.
pieces, before we get out of here, obviously you guys can check her out on her YouTube channel. How many pieces can you get off of this one
You
burger?
get about 8 to 10, right? So you
8
have
to
two.
10.
You have 2
Okay.
legs, 2 thighs, 2 wings, and 2 breasts. And again, with the backbone, you can now make stocks,
Okay.
which is the foundation for a great soup, a great sauce, and a great stew.
Awesome.
Right? So doing this, having this skill makes you a much better cook.
Well, you know what? I feel like I'm a much better cook just watching you, and I know I can't touch none of that stuff because I don't have any gloves on. Yasmine, thank you so much. You
Thank
have
you
helped
so
us save
much.
some time, money, and is very health conscious. Now, this all smells so good and so delicious. I'm sure it is fit for the guest that Ashley is with because she's an athlete.